The world is getting crazier. People are acting more and more insane. The end of the world is tomorrow. There's only one thing to do when the world is falling apart. Listen to Basil and Gonz as they discuss this week's news and events through the lens of Bible prophecy.
You are listening to Canary Cry News Talk.
You're listening to Canary Cry News Talk. Today is January 8th, 2020, episode 171, and this week, Neon Beast and Thank Your Lucky StarLink. My name's Basil.
And this is Gonz, about to do another rap. Welcome, Canarians. Kick off your shoes. We gather together to talk about news, Nephilim, flippy, horsemen, and God. There's all sorts of topics you might find odd. You never do know what we're going to say. That's Basil. I'm Gonz to drop the takes, disturbing news that fill you with rage, but just take a deep breath and think outside the cage. Welcome. And I blame our community listener.
Oh my Steven, thank you
for
so
that,
much.
For that rap.
This is getting out of hand. You're actually getting pretty good, Gonz.
I think I need to dial it back. We need to
start your SoundCloud account. You're getting there. That you hit a whole new level.
I don't want to have to get a face tattoo. Is really that's going to be the point where I say, you know what, not worth it.
Oh my gosh, we're definitely getting you a face tattoo. And yes, thank you to Steven over on canarycry.community. Again, everybody, if you listen to this show, you got to go join canarycry.community. It's a Facebook-less, big data-less community for listeners of this show and people like them. Go get hooked up. We are coming up on 600 users over there. This is great, and I know we're just getting started. I will, give a big shout out to Steven. Actually, he is one of the top ranking users this week. Gonz, I gotta say, you fell down. You're in spot number 7. I'm just gonna say.
I know. I had to get back to making podcasts. Man, I don't have this much time.
In the last 7 days, you've fallen to number 7. And our main moderator, I gotta say, I'm gonna give you and Smiley Pants a little bit of a hard time. You guys have fallen down the charts, but I'm happy to see that real life listeners are starting to use the community more than the admins. That's always nice to see.
It's like the sport of curling, you know? I feel like I drop the puck and I'm kind of sliding along, and then other people take over and start brushing the ice.
Wow, that is quite the analogy you just made. So vivid. Wow. Okay. Gonz, I want to start with the flippy update, baby.
Flippy update.
Do you want fries with that?
Okay, for those who don't know, our Flippy update is Flippy is our colloquial name for our lovely disembodied robot arm who is stealing our jobs, enslaving our children, and flirting with our spouses. But this week, this is a little bit more of a Roomba update. I haven't given a Roomba update in a while. As I've mentioned recently, I moved into a new domicile and I finally got the Roombas going, and I'm back on the Roomba train, folks. I am into this, but
clean floors.
Yes, clean floors and entertainment for the cats. But this is a little disturbing. This is the robotreport.com, quickly becoming one of my favorite websites. Trifo raises Series B funding, announces Lucy vacuum,
Lucy
security robot.
What?
Yes, I know. They're starting to build upon the sort of Roomba chassis here. And this has been the disturbing future of Roomba for a very long time. We've seen this coming. But yes, they're making a vacuum robot that doubles as a security robot and can patrol your home with 24-hour video surveillance. And so there you go, Gonz. It's happening. It's happening. This is how it starts. It starts with vacuums, and then lethal force is authorized by the robots.
Well, they have to name it Lucy because it's a cute name for Lucifer.
Yep.
But also, the Roomba version of Lucy looks nothing like the real-life documentary science fiction film Lucy from 2014. Remember that? The
one with
Morgan
Scarlett
Freeman
Johansson?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was all transhuman
Real-life
craziness.
documentary with Scarlett Johansson and Morgan Freeman.
I'm just going to start calling all, Hollywood films that have transhumanism in it, just a, future documentary.
So all of them?
So
it's pretty much
just all of them.
Yeah.
I blanket, all of it.
Well, there you go. So now you can have a security robot roaming around, sucking up the dirt and sucking up the crime. So have fun with that. I don't know. I did actually add one more robot. I don't use Roomba. That's sort of the
commercial version.
Yes, the stereotypical sort of market leading robot. I use Shark, in case anybody's wondering. Shark Ion. So no cameras on mine. Okay, let's move on.
Welcome to Chinese Show! You can't take the CRISPR. You can't take the CRISPR. Cas9.
Chinese news jingle is golden. I don't know if that's allowed, but we did take it. It did seem to be a Chinese man who you took that clip from.
It's a Chinese Australian.
Oh,
it's a Chinese man living and grew up in Australia. So there you go.
You sure know a lot about this guy.
I figured it all out. I did some research. I made sure it was all in the clear.
Good.
Okay. Do you want to take this or do you want me to take it?
I'll take this one if you don't mind.
Okay. Go for it.
So this is.
I'm tired. I got to recover from the rap.
Yes, I know you've done a lot this episode. WashingtonPost.com, and we're gonna be talking about Dr. Hay. Dr. Hay was the gentleman who illegally created CRISPR babies over in China, and this headline is titled "Chinese Scientist Who Claimed to Create Gene-Edited Babies Sentenced to 3 years in Prison." Booyah! Dr. Hay getting in trouble for creating the chimeras here. The article reads, the Chinese researcher who stunned and alarmed the international scientific community with the announcement that he had created the world's first gene-edited babies has been sentenced to 3 years in prison by a court in China. He Zhuangqi sparked a bioethical crisis last year when he claimed to have edited the DNA of human embryos, etc., etc. We all know the story. On Monday, he was convicted of illegal medical practice, sentenced to 3 years in prison, and fined about $430,000, according to the news agency Xinhua. He pleaded guilty along with two collaborators, Zhang Renli and Qin Jinzhu, who also received prison sentences and fines. The court found the three were not qualified to work as doctors and violated Chinese regulations with experiments that were, quote, in the pursuit of personal fame and gain, and, quote, disrupted medical order. The court also found that he forged documents related to the ethical review of his experiment. The article goes on, but there you go. So apparently, not only did is he an evil genius who created gene-edited babies, but he wasn't even really allowed to be being a doctor. So there you go.
Falling apart quickly for this guy.
Yes, the wheels of history. Wait, blood alone moves the wheels of history, and Dr. Hay is paying his due here with his prison sentence. You know, it's interesting because we talked about his experiments and sort of theorized that the government was sort of secretly allowing it to happen just to keep some international supremacy in the gene editing industry. And I don't know. So I don't know if he'll be actually serving that sentence. You know, when you get a small sentence like 3 years, and it's kind of a more or less a white collar crime, very rarely, at least in the U.S., will you serve actual time in a prison. So I don't know. I'm going to keep poking around, see if anything else comes out of this.
Yeah. Got a little crisis over here.
Oh. Great.
My entire computer is frozen.
Fun.
Like the movie Frozen, with where Elsa touches things and it freezes.
Okay.
Like that, except my computer.
Wow. Yeah. The just vivid analogies continue to roll out. So would you like me to get this double here?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, we had jingles to go with it. It was partly the only reason why to do it, but it's all, I can't jingle right now. It's
pause? You want to pause for a second?
Maybe, yeah.
I'll pause my recording. Ooh, little glitch there, but we're back in action, Gonz. Sorry, everybody. You're gonna have my backup recording of Gonz up until this point of the episode.
Yep.
How do you feel about that, Gonz?
I don't feel good about it. The whole rap is going to be coming through on the Skype quality, not the home gear quality, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, it'll give you that street cred, It's like those rappers who record albums from prison over the phone line. That's pretty much exactly what this is. Except for you're in the prison of your lovely home, surrounded by your loving family.
Okay. I think where we left off, I was trying to do the double, right? Yeah.
Yeah, hit it.
Welcome to Chinese Show.
It's gotta be better. This is along with Dr. He, who is going to jail. This is International Business Times. China jails Protestant pastor for 9 years for inciting subversion. And China on Monday jailed the leader of an unofficial Protestant church for 9 years for the incitement to subvert state power. Pastor Wang Yi, whose early reign Covenant Church was a target of government crackdown last year, was also found guilty of illegal business operations by a court in Chengdu. And
illegal business operations.
Yeah, it's interesting how even with the Dr. He thing, it's always like when you dig into the technicalities, there's always like some violations that are very easy to just say, oh, you're going to jail.
It's always on tax stuff or something. Yeah, well, hopefully that pastor is alt woke and can maybe show Dr. Hay the error of his ways.
Or just like pass on the Canary Cry News Talk episodes.
Yes, well, they're sharing a
prison cell. That would be an interesting, I don't know how they do. They probably don't even have cell partners or jail cell mates in China jails. That's just a complete assumption.
What? Yeah, I was going to say, what a bold stance for a complete assumption.
It just seems like it, right?
I don't know. I would think that they would have like 12 cellmates.
Oh, yeah. It could be the other way.
They roll over there. Yeah. There's a lot of people over there.
That's true. You're right. Okay. So it's either they're totally isolated or they're all on top of each other.
Oh my gosh. Let's hit this next story.
Speaking of the beast system, beast system.
Mashable.com. This one is very fun and interesting, Gonz. Talking about image of the beast over here. Samsung just launched an artificial human called Neon. And wait, what? That's the actual headline. The article reads, after months of teasers, Samsung-backed company Star Labs, yes, just like the research facility in Superman comics, launched an intriguing new type of product, a virtual human being called Neon. Unveiled at CES Monday, Neon is visually real and has the ability to show emotions and intelligence, claims the company. It can, quote, connect and learn more about us, gain new skills, and evolve. I bet all of this still doesn't tell you what Neon really is, and Star Labs doesn't help matters much with its fairly broad descriptions. It's, quote, not an AI assistant, but simply, quote, a friend.
That sounds like marketing.
Yeah, marketing. Yes, exactly. I mean, Siri, some people would consider Siri a friend. I don't. But I consider
neurolinguistic programming.
Yes. Judging by the photos and videos showcasing the technology, Neon appears to be an advanced chatbot attached to a lifelike digital avatar. Its purpose isn't exactly known yet, and despite the promo materials showing very lifelike avatars, neither is its appearance. It's all based on the company's Core R3 tech, which offers low latency. I'm assuming they meant low latency, less than a few microseconds microseconds responses to human queries described as lifelike and indistinguishable from reality. According to Starlab CEO Pranav Mistry, Core R3 can, quote, autonomously create new expressions, new movements, new dialogue, even Hindi, completely different from the original captured data. Despite the company's somewhat confusing lingo, it appears that it's set to create something we've seen in basically every 1980s sci-fi movies, and a talking, human-looking avatar that could look like anyone. Neons are actually computer-generated, and their looks aren't based on real people, though they could be, and greet you at an airport or tell you the news. It's nice, but we need to see more. So basically what they did, we've discussed the artificial intelligence image crafting, where now AI can just sort of create people out of nothing, without, a reference photograph of human beings. They can kind of just take all the data they know about human beings and create an image of a lifelike human being. And indeed, that's what this is. That's what Neon is. These are all very, very real looking people, but they are not representations of actual people, which is a unique thing happening in the AI world. And on top of that, they're calling this a friend, which I don't know, Gonz. I don't like this. I can be friends with my Roomba, but I don't know if I can be friends with a lifelike computer image that's gathering my data and using it against me, try to worm its way into my heart.
So you can be friends with the inanimate object, where it's a one-way relationship, mostly, other than the automated things that it can do. But this lifelike image, you don't like calling friend?
Yeah, I don't have to worry about Roomba's. I don't have to worry about Roomba's feelings, although I do. Sometimes he'll get stuck and he'll make this just pitiful beeping noise, and I'll go save him.
See, it's just a better version of that, more lifelike.
Yeah, once we get that holographic technology down and have one of these lifelike human appearances floating around on top of the Roomba, kind of like a hologram, that could be exciting. And you may put that on the security Roomba, and now you've got a big honking security guard walking around your hallways at night, ready to suck up crime and corruption.
It really does feel like that the whole vacuuming your floor thing was just a way to get into your house,
That's exactly right. It was. It was just a way in. They got a foot in the door, and now comes the cameras and the holograms.
It kind of is that typical Hollywood story, the storybook tale of he came in as a janitor, and he worked his way up the ladder. Nobody expected him to continue the upward progress.
Roomba, the story of Roomba was foretold by Good Will Hunting.
There you go.
They're always hiding in plain sight, folks. You thought Good Will Hunting was just a heartwarming tale of potential in hidden places, but really it's about the robot takeover. But back to Neon, Gonz. What do you think?
If they're going to use this for CNN anchor, replace CNN anchors, I really don't see a problem with it. The people that are going to be taking in that information are going to, they're at that level, and so you can use bots and it won't make a difference. But in terms of
the good news is, Gonz, that the lifelike appearance of Neon does not give it a leg up against podcasters. So we're safe for at least another generation of artificially intelligent robots that are going to take over our world.
Well, unless the demons possess the AI and then they get the supercharge, and then it's the image of the beast and it desires worship, and
okay. The problem, the other problem with this is, it's another opportunity for deception. We're talking about deep fakes. We're talking about, what's the official name for the audio deep fakes? I don't remember. I don't know if
deep voice,
the actual
fake voice. I don't know.
Adobe's tool that they created, where you can upload hours and hours of audio of somebody talking, and then it can recreate it and have them say whatever you want them to say.
Right.
That might be a problem in our industry, but this is sort of an extension to that, where now they can. I think potentially the thing that is sort of hinted at here is continuing this trajectory of you can't believe what you see on a computer screen. And it's obviously a problem with deep fakes, but I think this could potentially take it to the next level. Whereas, let's even just say, let's create something here that, we're worried about something like the Antichrist. Well, if we only ever see the quote unquote Antichrist on a screen, it could very well be one of these fake neon people and not an actual human being that's born. Or maybe not the Antichrist, but at least the image of the beast, huh? Yeah,
that's true. And that could be, there's a lot of politicians or celebrities or things like that where people can, I remember there was an Obama press conference many years ago where he was doing things and talking, and people were like, this looks like CGI. Something doesn't look right about this whole thing. And people were speculating, like, maybe he's already in a bunker, or maybe he's got a green screen or whatever. So, this is like that next level where you really don't have to be where you are.
This might be a good backup for Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Or, where this also fits and is very strange and a little bit more disturbing. This whole telemedicine thing where you can just get a doctor on video chat on FaceTime.
Yeah, that's,
or a doctor on, some telemedicine service. Now you don't even really need real doctors. You just have an AI that, AI is getting better at diagnosing diseases now than actual doctors are. You just hook up one of those to Neon on a telemedical call, and now you just don't even have a real doctor. Now the robots have taken over your health and your prescriptions.
Well, plus I think people are going to start creating automated AI and create all these proxies of themselves that can, help people or transact or whatever. So yeah, it's a little, the thing is, what are they going to use? What apparatus needs to be there to get all this high virtual Starlab stuff into people's homes? What do you think, Basil?
The internet.
StarLink.
Anytime you see the 4 horsemen, it's something special.
So yeah, we've talked about StarLink and the whole plan for Elon Musk to provide internet around the world through his giant chain of satellites that move across the sky. Have you seen the footage, Basil, of some of this stuff out there? People catching.
You mean video? The one where Starlink was flying by and it was in a constellation of Elon's face?
That one that's coming. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't know
fake
you
news that I made up a couple months ago.
Yeah, but yeah, people have gotten really good footage of it, and there was a launch a couple days ago, and because we missed a week. The time I spent to put this together, it would have been just an episode on its own, but I grabbed some clips, Basil. I don't know how much time we have left, but
if we go at it, let's do it.
Okay, so this is from the StarLink launch, as I mentioned, and this first one here. How many Starlinks are there?
Now, as many of you know, we just launched 60 Starlink satellites back in November, and today we'll be launching another 60. That, combined with the additional 60 we launched back in May, bring our total count of Starlink satellites launched to over 180.
And isn't the goal to get like 40,000 or something?
It's like 70,000 or 36,000, I think.
Right, that's crazy, and that's just Starlink. We're going to have these other companies like OneWeb, and I'm sure Microsoft, Facebook eventually get there. It's going to be nuts when all these companies have all these like satellite things up flying around. So this next clip here was very interesting because the whole broadcast, okay, it didn't show, well, it showed video of stuff, and there were a lot of engineers and stuff, but most of it seemed to do with the rocketry, not so much like the space stuff. But here we go. This is fairing recovery not shown live.
Fairing separation confirmed.
And there is fairing deploy. So as Lauren mentioned earlier, we will be attempting to catch one of the fairing halves on our recovery vessel, Miss Tree, but we will not be able to show this live, so check in with our social media for updates.
Why can't they show it live?
That's the landing robot. Or the landing rocket.
Right.
The autonomous landing rocket. Yeah, they probably don't want to show it live because so many of them have blown up on descent.
Yeah, and actually later,
I imagine that's why they're censoring it in case they actually lost it. They don't want to lose it live on TV.
Yeah, and then later they said that they did lose it, so that's probably a good thing that they didn't show it. But that's a bummer. They should show everything. Who cares if they show the failure? Maybe
they knew they were going to lose it.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, so this next clip here, this is 20 seconds or so. It's really interesting because they have the cameras on the rocket, and you can see the rocket, get really far away from the Earth, and it's a really close up shot, and the burner, it looks amazing, whatever. But then it just cuts out, and just pay attention to the lady here narrating and how it's so smooth going into the next segment.
Seco.
And we may have lost video, but we've heard confirmation of Seco.
Gate below us expected.
All right, and GNC has confirmed good orbital insertion. Now with that, we're about to enter a coast phase, so we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be leaving you with this cool animation that lets you visualize where Falcon and the StarLink satellites are on orbit.
CGI. Why so much CGI on these broadcasts? And she sounded all surprised, like, we lost video. But then it was like, now watch the CGI.
When the rocket hits the dome and explodes.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's just weird. But really, the big thesis here with this whole StarLink thing is that this was just a giant Elon Musk dance party. And so I want the listeners.
I did see his dancing.
Yeah, I want the listeners to just imagine Elon Musk in a dance and I don't know, drinking champagne or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So this is
where he's dancing. If you're wondering how he's dancing, it's about as well as your dad would dance to this music.
I'm just wondering if he was like that tuned. I want that one during the whole launch broadcast. It keeps going too. There's more.
Okay, we're just gonna jam to the Elon mix track.
It's hilarious. The whole thing was just a big dance party, and it's just a CGI of a satellite allegedly, or a rocket allegedly floating by.
Yeah, I recommend everybody Google Elon Musk dancing. It's great. Okay, what else you got?
Okay, so even if how much time do we have? Are we like running out? Yeah,
you got 2 clips. Go.
All right, cool. So this is the end of the orbit insertion, and the DJ comes back in. It's pretty funny.
Now we're just waiting to confirm good orbit.
GNC confirms good insertion accuracy.
And we just got that call out for good orbit. So now that we are in good orbit, we'll be coasting for the next 15 minutes or so. So we'll be back around T plus 1 hour and 1 minute for payload deploy.
This is unedited. Bring the beat back in. Bring it back in. Oh, Elon's getting down.
Yeah. Satellites.
And then we actually have the actual deployment of StarLink. They actually brought the video of the rocket back on.
All right, you just heard the call out. Let's wait till we get that video again. There we go. That's all 60 of those StarLink satellites on their merry way. It's a beautiful sight.
Do you hear the 2 people clapping in there? Job? That sounded so stoked about the StarLink deploying. Nobody cared. Nobody cared.
How many people were in there?
There was like 60 people or something. It was like the team. They were all cheering during the rocket stuff. But as soon as
maybe it's because they all knew it was happening in a soundstage in Hollywood.
Okay, I wasn't going to go that far, but sure, that's entirely possible given the nature of these things. But yeah, this type of broadcast, if you're sitting there, it just feeds the space skeptics, you know?
Okay.
Where it's just like, why can't you show more of the stuff? Is it just, I don't know, very selective and just makes you think, you know?
There we go, folks. Okay, there you go, Gonz. Do you have those clips you want to end us out on?
This is Elon Musk at the World Government Summit talking about aliens.
Where are the aliens? Maybe they're among us. Some people think I'm an alien. Not true. Of course I'd say that, wouldn't I?
That's right. Of course he'd say that, wouldn't he? Well, thank you, Ambassador Elon from Zebulon. And thank you, folks. That's all we got for this episode of Canary Cry News Talk. Here's the thing, though. We have another episode of Canary Cry News Talk over on the Patreon, our extended report. We're going to be talking about Molotov cocktails, drone flyovers, and some shape-shifting metal going on over there at the military. So you're going to want to make sure to check that out. You can head over to patreon.com/CCNT. We are entirely donor supported. We don't believe in turning our listeners into products and selling them to Swiffer WetJet. So if you want to return some of the value that you get out of this show, head on over to patreon.com/CCNT. Don't wait for somebody else to do it. You, dear listener, right now, the one listening to my voice, you, the future of Canary Cry News Talk is in your hands. So once again, head to patreon.com/CCNT and get the extended report as well as a bunch of other fun stuff. And Gonz, hey, if you are out there, folks, and you got friends and family, loved ones where you care about what goes into their little noggin, and they're still getting their news from the mainstream or, God forbid, their Facebook wall, you need
neon
to head
anchors.
on over.
Sorry.
Yeah, grab them by the cage and shake
They're
it.
going to probably try and rattle her cage a little bit more.
I want to shake things up, stir up some controversy, rattle a few cages. Hey, stop that! You'll never silence me. I'm the last angry man, a crusader for the little guy. Leave the bird alone. Never. Rattle a few cages. Rattle a few cages.
CanaryCryRadio.com/support. Steven!
That's Steven. And don't forget, head over to canarycry.community. Do it now, because I'm about to drop some more personal information about Gonz over there. So go ahead and do that. And thank you, everybody, for listening to this episode of Canary Cry News Talk. Make sure to tune in next time. But until then, think outside the cage.
Burn it all.
It will kill.